Welcome to the best hour of their day podcast with your hosts, Jason Fernandez
and me, Jason Ackerman. With more than 20 years in the business,
as both coaches and affiliate owners,
our passion is to help create world-class affiliates
and coaches by building
better boxes. Welcome to
the best hour of your day.
All right, gang, we're going to kick this off. I want to be respectful of everybody's time. I know there's a ton of stuff going on this weekend, so I want to try to stay on time as much as possible. Thank you guys for coming out. My name is Jason Fernandez. Everybody calls me Fern, so if you said Jason, that probably wouldn't answer to that. So I've owned my affiliate CrossFit Rife for 14 years in Virginia Beach. Been working on seminar staff for about 10. It's my first year not judging in over a decade at the game, so this is a little weird. And then with my two partners, Marcus and Jay, run Best Hour of Their Day, where we do podcasting, obviously, affiliate and coach development. So this is literally the place I would want to be, right here, talking to affiliate owners about business ownership and coaching. So what I'd like to do today, we're going to leave some time for some Q&A, and we can get into quite literally anything you guys want at the end of this. But I do want to set a couple of frameworks here and talk about two things. But there's two primary outcomes that I'd like to have for all of you when you leave here today. Number one is to get a little bit more clear on how do I evaluate my business, and then how do I start to develop a plan for fixing whatever I have decided is broken or needs the most attention or is my priority moving forward, okay? So for those of you that have not seen any of the kind of talks I've given, I'm working on seminar staff for the past decade. Obviously, I think the level one is the kernel. I believe everything in there to be the truth with regard to fitness. And because I've been giving those lectures and talking about that methodology and those theories for so long, it just made sense to take those and then flip them over and use them from a business standpoint. Mostly because nobody would call me an academic. And it's just easier to understand, and it's easier to connect the dots when we talk about things that you guys already know. Okay? So just for by show of hands here, how many of you guys have owned an affiliate for more than 5 years? Full extension of the elbow. All right, cool, there we go. All right, cool. So for more than 4 years, 3 or less, 2 or less. Okay, is anybody over 10 by chance? Oh yeah, Mike, nice job. Good job, Louis. Cool. Yeah, Mike's in my neck of the woods. So you guys are not strangers to CrossFit, the methodology. So a lot of this stuff I hope hits home, and it will kind of reframe how you look at your affiliate, how you look at business as a whole, and then helps you get momentum moving forward inside of the affiliate. How many of you feel pretty comfortable that you know how to make people fit? Everybody should raise their hand. You're using CrossFit. Even if you did CrossFit poorly, you're going to get people fit. So that's the secret sauce of the whole thing. How many of you feel the same way about your affiliate? That you know how to make your affiliate better, with the same degree of confidence that you know how to make people fit? Cool. 1 or 2. Okay. And that's the disconnect that's the gap that we're trying to bridge. And we're going to use the same frameworks here to outline that, and then be able to chart a path forward. Okay. So obviously we're talking about the anatomy of a successful affiliate. Again, I'm going to go back out to you guys. You can use that list up there. I don't care if you do or not. Just shout it out. What do you struggle with the most inside of your affiliate? Sales, marketing. Staff. It's much easier if we all participate, yeah. Strategy. What was it? Marketing. What else? Marketing, sales, and marketing. Money management. Cool. What else? Facility. Cool. Does anybody struggle to figure out what they should be working on inside of the affiliate? You're like, hey, there's a million things on this list, and I have no idea where to start. Raise your hand if that's you or has ever been you. Yeah, to be honest with you, that is almost all of us as we're working through that, right? Yeah, prioritizing versus being busy. And I'm here to tell all of you guys, this is going to hurt just a little bit, but I am going to stick my finger in your ribs. Affiliate owners are world class at a handful of things. I think they're world class at making people fit, and I think they're world class at being busy. Okay? Not productive, busy. Okay? And that is a lot of our hang-ups as affiliate owners, is we're not sure where to prioritize our time, at which point we're not only trainers, but we end up being professional firefighters. We just end up reacting to everything that comes into the door, spending a ton of time on that, and then struggling to move the business forward. So how do we get out of that cycle and start to actually be able to identify, here's where I should be spending my time, here's the plan and the path moving forward when we do that? Okay. So there's a couple different kind of models, if you will. And if we go back to, in the Wayback Machine for a lot of you, back to the level 1, do you guys remember in the What is Fitness lecture when we talked about the 10 general physical skills? Raise your hand if you remember that. Anybody studying for their level 3? Should be more hands in this room, guys. Everybody should be taking your level 3 if you don't have it. So there'll be a little bit of a built-in review here, but the general idea with the 10 general skills, 10 general physical skills was, I want balance across all 10. Okay, so we had cardiorespiratory endurance, strength, flexibility, stamina, speed, power. You guys know the list. It's no different inside of the affiliate. We just need to identify what are the 10 general skills of an affiliate, and at which point I can identify, oh, here's where I'm strong, here's where I'm weak, at which point prioritizing my time and my effort and my resources becomes at least a little bit easier. Okay. And if you guys remember how we broke up the 10 general physical skills in the level 1, you can do the same thing here. So we had the neurologic components, we had the organic components, and we had speed and power, which were those two in the middle that are a little bit of both. And the affiliate is the same. So if I look at service, retention, money, team, facility, these first 5, those are what we would call your organic pieces, right? Meaning like I'm gonna see physical change in those, right? Like I'm gonna be able to see when my service gets better, right? My coaches have credentials, right? I'm gonna be able to see the plan for laying out professional development plans, how we're evaluating the class, have I defined my actual class experience. Retention, I can see that. It's either negative, neutral, positive. Money, right? We're gonna talk about it. Money, it's a thing. It is the fuel with which you drive your car, which is your affiliate. Money's not a bad thing. A lot of us have our own issues with money. Understand, anybody here an asshole? Just one, there's always one, yeah, never mind, all right, there, now we're being honest, all right, so we're there, right? And again, you shouldn't feel bad about this discussion about money, okay? Understand, if you're not an asshole, I'm sorry, this doesn't apply to you. Yeah, if you're not an asshole, you're not gonna be an asshole when you have more money. You're gonna be more generous, you're gonna be a better version of yourself once the business is healthy, and you can put those time, energy, and those resources wherever you want, okay? So imagine if I gave all of you, I'm like, hey, here's $1 million to put completely injected into your affiliate. I would imagine that you guys would all be doing some really cool things. Okay. Do you have a budget in place? Again, I'm gonna see that change. The team, is my team shrinking? Is it growing? Do I have those roles defined? The facility, am I moving facility? Am I improving the facility? Am I adding equipment? Okay, is there branding inside of the affiliate? Sales and marketing, these are both, right? So those are kind of like both the neurologic and organic, right? Some things you can't see, some things you can see inside of that. You're not really gonna see the marketing plan, but you would see the result of the marketing plan with regard to whether it's email campaigns, whether it's social media campaigns you're running, back end versus front end marketing. What are you marketing to your clients versus potential prospects? Sales, what does that sales process look like? What's user experience on your website? Okay, and then more importantly, what you don't really see necessarily is like, what's that conversion and throughput through that sales funnel? Okay. These bottom 3, vision, strategy, and operations, these are our neurologic components, which is I'm not really going to see those necessarily. Those are only really gonna be displayed with regard to outcome, right? So when we talk about, in the level 1, we talk about coordination, accuracy, agility, and balance. It's like you really can't see those, but you either have double unders or you don't. Right? You either possess those skills or you don't. And the same thing is here. I either have a clear vision that's driving me in the appropriate direction or I don't. At which point I'll probably end up on target if I have a vision, that strategy is in line with that vision, and then I create the operations to facilitate the strategy which then gets me to the vision. Okay? But that stuff's not sexy, it's not cool, right? So we avoid it because it feels a little weird when we write it out and I'm like, this mission doesn't make any sense. I don't really know what the vision is. People say operations and it makes me want to vomit because I don't really understand what that looks like. Okay. And the reason we made this list is because this is also how we evaluate and create plans for the affiliate, right? When we come in, I don't want to just be like, hey, we're gonna improve your affiliate. That's like when somebody comes in like, I just want to lose weight. And I'm like, that's a great goal, but we need to figure out how we are going to make that happen. We need to assess what's going well, what's not going well, what's your frequency with eating, what are you eating, all those other things. So this is how we built everything that we do inside of Affiliate U. It's all based on when we come in, we're going to do this assessment. We're going to do it numerous times throughout your time to make sure that we're moving the needle on all of those, just like you would with the 10 general physical skills if you're training. Right? Are you getting stronger or not? Are you more flexible or are you not? Are you more coordinated? We can measure all of those things just like we can measure all of these. And when we come in, anybody look at this list right here of 10 and immediately one pops out to you and you're like, I'm pretty good at that. Raise your hand if you see one of those up there and you're like, I'm strong at that one. Okay, now I'm gonna go to the other end of the spectrum. Does immediately one of those pop out to you and you say, ugh, that one is not something I'm good at, or I have no idea what that looks like. Okay, and this is how we start to clear up, hey, where should I be spending my time, energy, resources in order to start moving the needle? And that can be tricky because sometimes if I'm working on something like my operations, in many instances, I'm not gonna see an immediate ROI on that, right? At which point you're like, well, I'm not doing that because it's not immediately increasing sales, okay? Just like stretching for 20 minutes one time is not gonna immediately improve your overhead position. But consistently doing that over time yields better external rotation. You can keep the bar in the frontal plane and suddenly you have a phenomenal overhead squat. It's the same thing. I've got to put the work in on some of those things and I need to do it consistently over a long period of time to get the outcome that I'm looking for. And again, that's why these models, these theories work so well for you guys as CrossFitters because you already know this. I didn't tell any of you anything that you didn't know already. Right? You're just like, of course, yeah, you should have better mobility and that would improve your movement patterns. Right, same thing here. You should have better operations. It'll improve the way that your business runs. Okay, but then how do I do that? First, I have to establish where am I weak? Where am I strong? And then figure out, okay, based on those things, where should I be spending my time, energy, and resources? Okay, what does my plan look like? What's the duration of that plan? Is it a year-long plan? Is it a 30-day plan? Is it a quarter-long plan? Cool, we can start to lay that out. And this is why this is important. If you're gonna stop being a professional firefighter, you have to be able to tell people no. You have to be able to tell your team no. You have to be able to tell the good idea fairy no. And you have to be able to tell your clients no. And for some of you, you are the good idea fairy, okay? You have to be able to tell yourself no authoritatively and say, hey, that's actually not on the priority list. It sounds cool. It seems fun to undertake that project, but it is actually not going to get me where I want to go, okay? How many of you guys have had at least one experience like that? You're like, oh, I'm going to do that. You know, we're going to do a fundraiser tomorrow. We're going to set it up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So these are the things that we want to try to be able to avoid. And not forever, right? Marcus likes to say, hey, a no's not a no forever in a lot of areas. A no's not a no forever in sales. A no's not a no forever in that idea, okay? It's just not right now because it's not on the priority list, okay? Because that priority list is built on an overall larger plan that will get me to the affiliate of my dreams where I'm doing the things that I want to do when I want to do them with the people that I want to do it with, which is your members, your coaching staff, having a good time, walking into the affiliate, wanting to be at the affiliate. Okay. I'm no different than any of you. There are many days where I wake up and I'm like, fuck, I do not want to go in there right now. That's okay. That's okay. Okay. Why is that the case now becomes the question. Get past the emotion and say, what is going on there that I do not want to go into this place that is mine, that I probably quit my job to do, and I'm trying to make an impact on all these people's lives. Why do I feel like that? Well, it's probably because I have a severe deficiency in one or multiple of these 10. How do I start to clean that up? How do I start to create a plan? How do I start to communicate that better to my team so that they all get on board? That is how you start to move the needle. Okay? Simple, not to be confused with easy, okay? But fairly simple. Then I have to do the work. Then you have to get in there and actually do the work. And I'll also tell you that a lot of times it feels good to talk about these things a lot. Look, I've got a plan, I'm ready to go. And they're like, all right, we got to go do it now. And you're like, oh, I found another thing that I want to go do. And off to the races we go, not doing the thing that we prioritized. Okay. Just like training. For the clients that you guys all have in your affiliates, what is the number one variable associated with their success at your affiliate? Frequency. What is their attendance? Anybody have a client that you haven't seen in 4 months? And they're like, hey, CrossFit's just really not working out for me, man. And I'm like, tell me more. They're like, well, I'm not really seeing the results. And I'm like, that's funny, I'm not really seeing you. I don't really understand what you're telling me that doesn't work here. You have to do the work. It's not always fun, but as long as we understand, we're clear on the vision and we know where we want to go, that makes it easier for me to get back on track. Because again, I know how you feel. I know it's not fun to sit in your office and do some of this work and build systems and build accountability processes for your coaching staff so that they do what they were supposed to do. It's not fun. I hate it. Sometimes I just want to light my office on fire. Why? Because I want to be out on the floor with my members. Okay? You get out on the floor with your members by putting in the work to earn it to go back out there and spend time with them. That's how it works. And as long as you commit to that, because you're clear on your vision, you know what the outcome is, you have the ability to authoritatively say no to the good ideas, to the staff's like, we should buy a sauna. And you're like, where are we going to put it in our 900 square foot space? Like, that makes no sense. They did it, right? Yeah, exactly, yeah, right. Hey, listen, I am you, by the way, just so that we're all clear. I know what you're thinking, I know all the things that you've done, and I've done everything worse than you've done it, right? Okay. So, and this is what I spend all day thinking about, like, how do we all get better at this? Because here's our vision. We think affiliates should be the forefront of all things health and wellness. When somebody talks about getting healthy, getting fit, or talking about a gym, the first entity that should be in the conversation is a CrossFit affiliate. And everybody else should be a distant second. That's it. Now, how do we do that? Because we already know how to make people fit. And our ability to run affiliates, build community, and build thriving teams is not on par with our ability to make people fit. That's the gap that we have to bridge, which means we have to go back in and do the work. We can use the same frameworks over here to do that. Again, all of these are measurable. All of them we can create systems for. And all of them have multiple iterations. Your first iteration will not be the final iteration. It probably won't even be a good one. It'll be subpar. And then you'll create a better one, and you'll create a better one, and you'll create a better one after that. It'll get easier. You'll build your team. They'll get better. And then it starts to get fun, or what we describe as like, you want to be the gym mayor. You want to walk into the affiliate, shake babies, kiss hands. All right. Thanks, appreciate it. But that's important. How many of you guys just want to walk into the affiliate, talk a little shit to some of your members, hang out for a little bit, maybe work out, maybe leave, maybe not. Maybe you just want to hang out there because you built an awesome place. How many of you want that version of running an affiliate? How many of you are currently living that version of running an affiliate? And here's the issue, right? Good job, Mike. Right? Most of us are in the grind all the time. Now, you're not going to be able to avoid the grind. I'm going to tell you straight up. I'm never going to shoot you guys. I'm always going to shoot you straight. You're going to have to do the work. You're going to coach 5 or 6 classes a day until you can get really good at coaching, so then you can train somebody else to get really good at coaching, and then you've earned the right to come off the floor. You're not going to avoid that. It's not happening. It's not how it works. If you're not good at the thing, it's going to be hard for you to either implement a good version of the thing or teach somebody else to do whatever that is. Whether it's managing the sales pipeline, doing social media, doing communications, taking over as the head coach, all of those things require that you have some level of competence in that so that you can manage it and keep whoever is now in charge of it accountable. And just like us as athletes, we avoid doing the things we're not good at. And as long as we acknowledge that and we own it, and we say, okay, cool, That version of me, no longer. The version of me is the version of me that attacks my weaknesses. I'm gonna do the 5 minutes of mobility a day. I'm gonna do the operations. I'm gonna build the sales pipeline that I need to build in order to have high conversion rates as I go through, okay? How many of you guys are constantly thinking, hey, I need more leads? Raise your hand if that's you. If you're like, I need more leads, or I would want more leads. How about that? You want more leads in your affiliate. 5 people want more leads in your affiliate? Yeah, said no affiliate owner ever, right? Now here's the deal. Almost every time, and between Marcus and Jay and I, we've popped the hood on thousands of affiliates. Thousands, literally. And if you're like, hey, I need more leads, and I say, how many leads a week do you get? And you're like, right? We've identified an issue. You don't need more leads, or you can't at least tell me that you need more leads when you don't know how many leads you currently have. You don't know what the conversion rate is. You have no idea what the number of, hey, somebody submitted a form on my website, they actually talked to me, they came in for a consult, they booked their foundation, and then they are now a new member. If you do not know what that pipeline looks like, that's where we start. Because it's not that you need more leads. You're not managing the ones that you currently have. Okay? And more often than not, there are plenty there. And they're like, I don't know what happened to these 5 people. And I'm like, they went to the gym that responded to them when they filled out a form, is what happened to them. They didn't decide not to come to your gym. They went somewhere else. And we build out processes for that. We build the operations based on the vision. We have a strategy to follow up all these people. We know what that sales process looks like because we marketed to them because we know where they want them to go. When they come in, we know where we're going to meet them. We know who's going to meet them, and we know what it is that we're going to provide to them. Okay. That's how you start to put all this together. And you're going to be really bad at some of them sometimes, and you're going to be okay at some of them sometimes, and eventually you'll get really good at some of them, and then you'll start to build a team that will start to fill the gaps of things that you're not really great at. I'm not really great at English, right? When I gave up communications for the gym, they're like, hey, is somebody else doing that? There's significantly less grammatical errors in the emails that go out. Like, turns out somebody can write better emails than me. But you have to build that in. I have to say, sit that person down and say, hey, I want to build an operation and strategy to communicate with our members on a regular basis. Here's what I'd like to happen. I built a template. I want to go out on these days, and I want there to be this lead-up sequence for that to happen. Can you do that? Yes, I can. Okay, build it, show it to me. Yes, that looks good. Now, set it up, tee it up to go out. I'll check it to make sure it's good. Yep, it's done. Oh, turns out somebody can do that other than me. I'm actually pretty average at that. This person is now good at it. Okay. And again, whether you want to build a nutrition business, it's all the same. I have to figure out, what am I good at? What am I bad at? I have to figure out what are the things that need to be measured in order to move the needle to get the desired outcome that I want. And then I need to start to do the work to make that happen. Okay. Because if I'm going to talk about the health of my affiliate, again, based on the anatomy, most of you guys have seen that. Does everybody know what that is? Sickness, wellness, fitness continuum. Okay. Does anybody remember the metrics that we use in the level 1 for this? Like, what are the things that we were measuring? Brian, what do you got? Blood pressure is one of them. Anybody else got one? Heart rate? Somebody other than Brian? Body fat percentage. Okay. And again, the point was, hey, we can put as many biometrics on there as we want. It doesn't matter. As long as we can measure it, what will happen is it will fall somewhere on this spectrum, and it'll fall either sick, well, or fit. And the big takeaway from that model, the sickness, wellness, fitness continuum, is to understand that fitness is a state of super wellness and ultimately a hedge against sickness. And we can make our affiliate the same way. At which point, I can at least buffer some sort of catastrophic event, whether it be a physical catastrophic event or whether it is an economical catastrophic event. If I am living here as an affiliate owner and something like COVID comes around, guess what? You no longer have an affiliate, at which point you can't help anybody. But if I'm managing my money correctly, I have a sound budget, I'm at least 1 month ahead on expenses, I'm gonna go over here on the fit end, at which point I definitely don't want that to happen, but at least I can handle it now. Okay? I can survive the shit show, whatever it is. Okay? And you run a business, there will be many shit shows in your lifetime. You cannot avoid them. You don't know what they are. You don't know when they're coming. You have no control over that. What you have control over is your ability to be prepared to deal with it and understand, hey, we're going to have to shut down or whatever, or my coach left. I have a process with which to figure out, oh, I know exactly how much money I need to cut out of the budget to keep our operating expenses in check. I have a good pipeline of coaches that I can backfill that person that just left because they decided they wanted to open their own affiliate and didn't tell me. Okay. All of those things I'm prepared for. So like, no, I don't want them to happen. Am I scared of them? No. Okay. And here's what I'll tell you. How many of you lose sleep at night thinking about something in the affiliate, anything at all? Be honest here. I'm not gonna go on until everybody in here raises their hand. Yeah, because all of you have the same issue. Because I have the same issue. And I will tell you this, most, if not all, of your fears, of my fears, are due to lack of information. You do not possess enough information to be able to navigate the scenario. You go to cut your rent check, and I'm like, I'm not looking at the bank account. I have no idea if there's enough money in there. And I'm like, I hope it doesn't bounce. Why did we lose 5 members this month? Well, how many leads did you bring in? I don't know. How many people are leaving it? I don't know. Lack of information. At which point, when you do see a trend, you can stay ahead of it now. But again, when you have information, things are not as scary. Think about all the athletes here. We're here at the CrossFit Games. How many of them do you think have anxiety rolling into competition week because they don't know half of the events? What if they knew the events 6 months ago? How do you think they feel? You think they at least feel better? For sure. Same thing for you as an affiliate owner. If you know the information, at least you can deal with the fear, the emotion of saying, hey, this thing might happen. What would I do about it? Okay? All goes back to this. Where do I fall on this spectrum? How do I start to fix that? And again, that's our whole goal in life. How do we identify and assess our affiliate very, very strategically in a very binary fashion? Like, hey, here are the things that are going on. Here's what I'm doing. Here's what I'm not doing. And then based on that, where do I fall on the spectrum? Okay, cool. Now let's build your unique plan and say, I need to start by clarifying what it is that I'm here to do and what I want. It's important for you to know, as the leader of the tribe, what do you want? Okay, it's that scene from The Notebook.
What do you want?
They're like talking to affiliate owners. They're like, I want a great affiliate. I'm like, what do you want? They're like, I don't know. And I'm like, let's start there. Everything's a little bit easier when you tell me what you want. And you might want to coach. You might not want to coach. You might want to coach a little bit. You might want a big team. You might want a little team. You might want to buy your own building. That's up to you. Once we figure that out, everything's easier. But then we approach it methodically. We don't just fill the gas tank with passion and hope we get to the destination. Yeah, it doesn't work. Right? Passion has a shelf life. 3 to 5 years for CrossFit affiliate owners because they're just tougher than most people. Eventually it runs out. Okay? And we're seeing a ton of it right now. There is an immense amount. Nicole and I were talking about it. There is a serious degree of turnover happening of an affiliate owners right now. Why? Because they're all, 2014, 15 was the peak. We're at 7 years, 8 years right now, which people are hanging on just a little bit longer and they're like, I don't want to do this anymore. Okay. There's a lot of affiliate owners changing hands, which means we need to bring in the next good crop and we need to do this better. Okay. When I think about the CrossFit Games, I want there to be 100,000 people here, and I want there to be 30,000 affiliate owners here. And until those numbers happen, we're going to keep doing what we're doing. Everybody should be here. So when you guys are thinking about, hey, how do I start to do this a little bit better? We have to start asking ourselves better questions. What am I measuring? What am I not measuring? Should I even measure that metric? Does it matter at all? We're doing a podcast tomorrow with Watify and having a really good conversation about like, hey, we need to rethink what metrics we look at. Right? Most of us think we hyper-focus on what are called lag metrics. Does anybody know what that is? A lag metric is a number that happened in the past. Your revenue for July is a lag metric. There's nothing you can do about that number. It is what it is. Okay. You're like, oh, you just sit and wait till the end of every month and you're like, hope it's good. Like, we're doing it. How do we flip that over and be like, hey, what would I track that would get me to the lag metric that I want? And we start thinking about lag metrics and we say lead metrics, just like you would for your clients. Be like, hey, the outcome or the lag metric would be like they lost 10 pounds. The lead metric to that would be like, what is their consistency week over week? Hey, they're showing up 3 times a week. They're showing up 3 times a week. I'm pretty confident that we're gonna get the lag metric that we were looking for, the outcome. We have to think about the affiliate the same way. We have to track better metrics, attendance, client interactions. What do my holds cancellations look like on a weekly rolling basis? How are we doing all of these things? Because those things, very strong correlation to the numbers that you really want to see on the back end. My member numbers are growing, my revenue is growing, my team is growing. We can reverse engineer all of those to metrics that we can track on a much more micro basis. At which point we can intervene much sooner to solve the problem instead of just getting to the end of the month or end of the quarter and be like, shit, it's bad. Just like this. Barring a catastrophic event, as a person, so we're talking about athletes right now, barring a catastrophic event, none of you are going to go to sleep tonight here being fit and wake up tomorrow being sick. It's not how it works. There would be a series of red flags that would go off over time that would give you a trend to say like, hey, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And it's no different in the affiliate, right? There are a series of red flags that we're either paying attention to or not that would tell us, hey, if I see 3 of these in a row, I'm like, we need to address that. What is going on there that is not trending in the direction that I want it to trend? How do I fix it? And I intervene here versus finding out here. Because I will tell you this, having done it many times, that is a shitty feeling for a lot of reasons. A, it just feels like failure, but also there's a lot of internal conversations going on there and be like, hey, why was I not doing what I was supposed to be doing? That's what we're trying to do. That's our whole mission with Best Hour. It's why we put out the content that we put out. It's why we work with affiliates. It's why I still own my affiliate. I live it, I breathe it. I want to help you guys. I want everybody to crush. From me, the team, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for doing what you're doing as affiliate owners. I know it's not easy. I know it can be stressful. I also know that all you guys love what you do. I want you to continue loving what you do. I actually want you to love it more than you love it now. That's the goal. Okay. If you're stuck, if you want a little bit of guidance, just come downstairs and talk to us. No obligation. And we'll tell you if we don't think you need it, straight up. You're not going to feel like hot sales breath on you. Like, that's not how it works. Okay? If you want help, we will help you. Okay? Hey, and if you're not ready, that's fine. If we don't think you're ready, that's fine. We'll tell you. Be like, hey, you need to wait about 6 months and then let's have another conversation. Keep doing what you're doing. Okay? I can think of no greater endeavor than trying to improve another human being. And I say that sincerely. I say at the end of every level 1 and level 2 that I teach. I can think of nothing more important than trying to make another human being better. I also can tell you, having run in my affiliate for 14 years, you have no idea how far the ripples will go if you continue to get better at this. The lives that you will change, the people that you make, the people that will open affiliates, the friendships that you will make, profound. Okay? Trust that. Also, let's do it better. Okay? Because I want more ripples and I want them to go farther and I want to impact more people. Can we agree on that? Awesome. All right, let's do this because I love Chuck Carswell. We're going to end this on 3 claps on 3. All right? Here's the deal. Do not mess this up. Do not mess this up. If you're not a good clapper or you don't have coordination, accuracy, agility, balance, just don't clap. Just do this. All right? All right. 3 claps on 3. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, nice job. Thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate it.
Thanks for checking out this episode of the Best Hour of Their Day podcast. We appreciate you listening and choosing to have us help you in your passion for coaching and affiliate ownership. You can find more episodes just like this on all podcast platforms. If you're interested in learning more, you can reach out to us on any social media platforms, or you can visit www.besthouroftheirday.com to book a call. If you found this episode helpful for you, please share it so that we can help other coaches and affiliate owners to help build a bigger and stronger CrossFit community. Thanks for listening.